Hello, people. Welcome back to another stream. Yeah. Still got a bit of a cough, but it's getting I think it's getting better slowly. May have to mute the mic every now and again. So, since the last live stream, I have converted the custom terrain changes to 1.9. So we've got the ice, the snowy biomes. So we've done the deserts and the mesas, and I kind of want to add a new one. And I'm thinking flooded caves and sponge clusters in ocean biomes. I think that'd be cool. So let's go back over to the redstone a second. I'm also gonna night vision, get rid of the spoilies. How you guys doing today? Hello 99er. Jarvelous, welcome. Jarvelous says, won't flooded caves be a massive annoyance? Well, I can see where you're coming from, and I think it is my job, or our job, to make them worthwhile in some way. So, yes, they're a nuisance. Hello, Charcoal. Welcome to the stream. But what if we balance that with a reward? So, firstly, we're only flooding ocean caves. So, if you want to go caving and don't want to be in a flooded area, go somewhere else. And secondly, you know, it's we can offer some perks or some unusualness. I mean, if you've got Depth Strider, Aqua Affinity, and a water breathing potion, you can go down there. Lighting might be a bit of an issue, so perhaps we should change out an ore block with something that glows, like prismarine lanterns, or problem is that anything that A, glows, and B, doesn't get washed away by water are either rare or not survival friendly, like structure blocks. Yeah, Jarvelous says, I suppose it's not everywhere, and if a reward is available, that's pretty balanced. Yep, I think that's hopefully what we're going to achieve. MC Matt says, how exactly do you detect which biome the entity is in? We make an educated guess. These three stripes here are for the biome changes. Everything between these two pink sections are detecting the biome. So just to recap quickly, we are setting the chunk effect score to 0 for all of these for all of the chunk checking armor stands. Then we're applying the affected blocks stat to them. So however many blocks they affect, that is what their score will become. Then we check in a certain area for a certain block type, and we do this by basically cloning a space to itself, but we only clone a certain type of block. So in this case, we're only cloning snow layers to themselves. This one here is stained hardened clay, and this one here is sandstone. If that succeeds, well, you know, if the score isn't 0, that means we have found one of those block types in that area, and we can then go ahead and give it a tag of GM4 is snowy, meaning it's a snowy biome, is mesa, or is desert. And then everything after this runs if it's a desert or a mesa or whatever. So yeah, it basically makes an educated guess. It can be fooled. For example, sometimes in a mesa biome, there might be a cave in the wrong place in this checking area, and it won't realize it's a mesa, and the entire chunk won't be processed. On the flip side, a desert, for example, a beach, could be mistaken for a desert if the beach has sandstone in just the right spot. So it's not infallible, but it's pretty good. And unfortunately, there is no native biome detection. So certain biome types, we can't really, they're not unique enough to guess. Like mesas are easy because it's the only place you're going to find clay, and clay is in abundance. Something like savanna would be possible to detect because it has a unique block, i.e. Acacia leaves and acacia logs, but they're not very thickly available, so a check is not very likely to find it. So it's a bit hit and miss, and as a result we can't make changes to all types of biome, but we can do some stuff. And I think oceans should be fairly easy to detect, especially deep ocean, because they have a lot of water in them, so we can check for an area and see how much water is in that area. Just something I want to add. the original 1.9, sorry, the 1.8 version of this module had a chunk age scoreboard, which basically added 1 every clock cycle to any chunk checking armor stand, and if it reached a certain number, it would kill them, because I was having this issue where armor stands were just hanging around on the edges of the world and not vanishing. And I thought that because we're changing to area effect clouds with a duration of only 20 ticks, this wouldn't be an issue. They would kill themselves after 20 ticks, and that's not happening. It turns out that in lazy chunks on the very edges of the world, area effect clouds stop counting down the duration. So even though they're loaded and they can be executed off of and things like that, they don't tick down, they don't kill themselves. Tagging doesn't work either. I originally had a tagging system. I've removed it now. It was something like I would kill any area effect cloud with a GM4 old chunk tag, and then I would add an old chunk tag to every remaining area effect cloud, so they would all last 1 cycle, but it wasn't working. So I've had to re-add the scoreboard. There's a scoreboard which you saw at the very beginning of the stream. Scoreboard objectives, display sidebar, GM4 chunk age, and over here we are adding 1 to every chunk checker's armor stand score of 1, and if it has a score of 2, we kill it. So unfortunately we had to re-add that, which is a bit of a shame, but there we go. Hi, Jwee. Welcome to the stream. Yes, okay, so... Oh. Has anyone else written something? No, I think we're good. My rant is over. So, I did these off camera because it was just mostly copying and pasting and a few small changes, like changing the score at the beginning here to a tag. But I'd quite like to... In fact, are we done with this one now? I think we're done with this. This is the desert one, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it is. Okay, well, we'll get rid of this. But yeah, oceans need better stuff. And I've heard a little bit about 1.10, Minecraft 1.10. And, 1 second. Ah, sorry, that's the coughing I'm talking about there. What was I saying? Oh yeah, 1.10, it looks like they're making some changes to the Nether, which is kind of cool. And so we may be seeing some other biome changes as well. But until that happens, oceans are boring. So let's consider making some changes to ocean biomes. So the first thing we want to do is detect ocean biomes, and then we can start working with them. So I want to flood the caves inside them, and I'd quite like to create clusters of sponge. I don't want them to be too common, so we're going to generate them similar to the way we're generating structures by looking for certain conditions in a chunk, and if they're met, then summoning or generating a sponge cluster. And I'd quite like the cluster to be of random size, like to try and generate a cool looking cluster so that they're not all unique, so that they're not all the same cluster shape. So I want to look at some ways that we can generate a cool little clump of sponge. I've got 2 ideas. We're going to sort of have a look at both of them, give them a try. But first of all, ocean detection comes first, I believe. So let's create a new chunk process armor stand. Stand custom name GM4C process. Custom name visible. No gravity 1. Okay. Whoop. Copy that. Oh, I actually wanted to move this. This one here setting the score to 0, and this one here setting the affected blocks. That's repeated on all 3 of these, and I think I'm going to move it over to the main clock, so that I don't have, so I can have 2 instead of 6 or 8 of them. I think that's going to make more sense. Nonaza says, couldn't I just replace diorite or something in an ocean with sponge? Yes, I could, but I don't really want it to feel like an ore exactly. I want it to grow in caves, where there's water. Like, I don't really think that people should be strip mining and just find a clump of sponge, if that makes sense. I I don't think that feels right. I feel like it should be more sort of natural and growing. So I think we should be looking for a cave, a water cave, and if we find one, generate the sponge there in the cave against the wall kind of thing. I think that's how it would look best. So yeah, let's have a look. Tyler says, thing to think about RE flooded caves that makes oceans instantly have no dark spots in them, meaning instant easy mob farms. That's a good point. Yeah. What do people think about that? Hi Dordear, welcome to the stream. Drew says we could fix the problem by only flooding a few and not all caves. That would be interesting. I'm not really sure how we would do that though, unless we only flooded based on height or something, and I'm not really sure how good that would feel. By the way, I'm printing the number 1 in my chat constantly, because when the chunks are loading I can get an idea of how much things are lagging by how far apart the ones appear. Okay, we'll have to think about it a bit. So let's get some good ocean detection going first. Whoops. So let's go find an ocean and look at one. I've got a midst open for this world, so I should be able to quickly just find an ocean close to where we are. There is one. There's a deep ocean at 2,400. There's a 2,500. 500. Right, so the scanning's going to happen, but here we are. So let's take a look at the properties of this area to work out how to detect an ocean successfully. So we've got water starting at what is this? 60 62. So we want to check for water at 62 and then maybe down a little bit. What's the shallowest we get in a deep ocean? Is this thing over here? Deep ocean still? I don't think we're going to be able to tell the difference between deep ocean and ocean. I'm not really sure there is much ocean anymore. Where is the biome? For some reason I'm struggling to see my F3 today. Biome. Ocean. Okay, so this is ocean. This is still ocean. This is deep ocean. Okay. So I'm not sure how they differ, other than perhaps height. I don't know if we want to only flood deep ocean. I mean, I don't know how much deep ocean there is. Is this deep ocean over here? Sorry, coughing again. Yeah, this is ocean. This is all ocean. This is deep ocean. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you reckon we should have flooded caves in oceans as well, or just deep ocean? I don't know how common deep ocean is in relation to ocean, or whether, you know, how it'll feel different. So people are saying, are you trying to get rid of mob farms because it is closer to the water? Basic gravel at 32, water at 63 would be a pretty average bet, they reckon. Oops. That's pretty funny. I don't know why. How deep is the gravel on the ocean floor? I thought it was one layer thick, and then there was stone. So we've got quite a varied height level for the gravel then, so I don't think we can check a specific height for gravel. But we can check for a column of water. And since that's pretty standard and unbroken, we probably have a pretty safe bet of detecting ocean. We've just got to try and avoid getting ponds, really. I don't know what the sort of normal depth for a pond is. I don't think they're really usually that deep, are they? Deep ocean would make fewer false positives, says Tyler. No Nines says, isn't there a problem when an ocean biome meets another, so that there would be a weird border of water and caves that lead underneath an ocean? Yes, there would. Nothing we can really do about that. All of the custom terrain does that on the edges of biomes. There's no real way of smoothing it. I agree, less deep ocean would create fewer false positives, so maybe we should go with that. Interestingly, I think these only spawn in deep ocean, right? And it would probably get in the way of detection, so the space under here might actually not be registered as deep ocean if we're doing a deep column check for water. Is this here deep ocean? Yes, it is. Okay, so we're going to try and find like the highest point in a deep ocean, which is probably about that, right? Let's see if we can find anything taller. Well, actually, let's have a look at what this height actually is. 46. Let's see if we can find any gravel that's higher than that in a deep ocean. What about this stuff here? 45. Okay. So 46 has been the highest so far. $47. New record. Oh, this is ocean though. So 47 to 61. Let's try that. Where's the redstone? There it is. Override the column check for water with prismarine. You can check for either water or prismarine. Yes, I could do that. Definitely. We have guardians in these temples. I kind of want to, as an additional thing, you know how temples always have gold in them? I think 8-Bit Monkey actually made this as a module. He executed off the guardians once when they first loaded to change the gold in the temple to something. So you'll go and there'll either be gold blocks or diamond blocks or emerald blocks or iron blocks. I thought that was kind of cool, and I kind of want to actually add that to this system. I think that'd be a nice one to have. Although I don't know whether it belongs in custom terrain or as a separate thing, because it fits with the custom terrain theme, but it isn't something that happens when the chunk is first scanned, because I'm not sure exactly when the guardians spawn. And if they don't spawn when the chunks are first being checked, then we have a problem. Does anybody know when exactly the guardians spawn, I wonder? Okay, so we're going to check 46 to 61 for water. To 43, 43, and we can probably check a slightly smaller area as well. 16, 16, 17, 17. So that's going to be checking a 2 by 2, 16, yeah, 2 by 2 by 43, 61 minus 43 area. 61 minus 43 is 18. Okay. So, yeah. So a full block of water in that area would be a result of 72. So if it finds completely like perfect deep ocean, it'll be a score of 42, I think. No, 72, sorry. 72. So we can probably check for a slightly lower number than that in case a bit of gravel gets in the way or something like that. But keep it around that number. Where's my chat gone? I've lost my stream chat. Elder Guardians are generated. Hello, little man Mew. Welcome to the stream. Oh, we need to change the... Wait. Did we just modify... Wait, what? Were we just modifying that command block instead of... Oh, no, we weren't. Okay, that's fine then. Yeah, we need to change sandstone to water. And... What was that number? 72? 72. So, scoreboard players tag chunk effect min equals 72 would be if that entire space is water. Let's just go down to like 65 maybe. So if there's like it might still detect it if there's a temple there. If there's a little bit of prismarine in that area, we've got about 8 blocks that can be not water in that space. Is ocean. There we go. Copy this. Copy that. Copy that. And then we're going to... What block should we use to determine, to indicate the ocean biome? We've got sandstone for these deserts, stained hardened clay for mesa, and snow for the snowy biome. It needs to be something that is not particularly valuable. Otherwise I'd use like prismarine or something. Oh yeah, Misalu reminds me that the command block earlier has to be conditional. I'll change that in a second. No, it says use prismarine as indicator. No, I just said why I'm not using prismarine. Unless we decide to change some of the ores in the caves under oceans to prismarine. So, I mean, I could use water, but it seems like a bit of a silly idea. Would gravel fall? I think gravel would fall into the void. That's probably a bad idea. Yeah, let's just use clay. Clay will do. So, let's... I'm just going to go into MC Edit quickly and cough. I'm just pruning the chunks so that we can go back over to that ocean and have another look at it. And see whether the floor is being correctly changed over to clay. And maybe go look at a couple of rivers and see whether we're getting any false positives there. Right, so I've cleared those up. What were the coordinates for that? It was 2,000, 1,000 as an ocean there. Let's go there. TP 2,000... 100, 1,000. Right, so we've got an ocean. Let's go down and see what's going on. Oh yeah, we've got clay. Okay. That's good. So it is detecting it. Where's that water temple? Well, let's go find a water temple and see what the floor's doing. We've got a little bit of a raised section here, so we should have a look and see how this has been treated. You can see where there isn't ocean because there's like a little square around it, so that this spot right here is not considered to be ocean. I guess it's the rise here was too high at that it is a deep ocean biome. What height is this at? $47. Did we say 47? MC Matt says use a beacon as the marker. No. Beacons are tile entities. That would cause a fair bit of lag, believe me. Oh, here's a temple. Let's go see what it's doing to the floor. We're also going to want to change out the fences in Mineshafts to something else because they are they're going to look horrible underwater. And for that matter, cobwebs. We should probably change the cobwebs to something else. Maybe we should just make underwater mineshafts have sponge instead of cobwebs. I don't know. So here's our ocean temple, and yep, we have a spot of not ocean here. Or is this a spot of ocean? Okay, so it's gotten a bit patchy around here in its detection. I think we have some... I don't know why it's so patchy. Oh, I'm getting frame drops. Hello, Mr. Guardian. There's the sponge room. Yeah, it's been a bit hit and miss around here. I think it's because partially the temple may be getting in the way. What if you made the mineshaft look kind of like the water temple? Yeah, that would be kind of cool. We could change out the planks for prismarine and the shafts for like prismarine pillars or something. Yeah, it seems to be detecting it fairly well. There's only so much we can do anyway. With our biome detection, it can never really be 100%, or it could be 100%, but the important thing is that it's quick enough to scan the chunks ahead of the player. So we have to do it quickly. Minecraft loading chunks. Okay, I'm pretty happy with it, with that detection. Coughs are like the worst thing as a YouTuber. It's just horrible. Coffee helps though. Little Mamuse mentions minecart tracks. That's true. We probably need to deal with those. Okay, so everything at this point here is our filling for oceans. So we want to replace air with water. Although we probably want to do this later. Actually, we want to fill the water last. Or do we want to do it first? We want to do it last, otherwise if we delete anything else, we'll get, like, the cobwebs will be destroyed before we can do anything else. So, what do we want to replace cobwebs with? MC Matt says replace minecart chests with minecart chests where the display block is a sponge. That'd be kind of funny. Okay, well, normally I process the mineshafts last, but let's do them first, I guess. I'm gonna literally copy all of this because it has all the coordinates already entered, and I'm lazy. Let me just change the the replace types. Okay, so is ocean, fill this area with fill planks 2. Let's change that to prismarine. So that's the overhead beams. What could we replace them with? Maybe dark prismarine or just regular prismarine? And then the bricks for the sides. So that's let's use dark prismarine, which is 2 and 1 for the pillar. Thank you, Mizalu. Okay. Prismarine 2. Replace Minecraft planks 0. I don't actually need that 0 there. And then it's the same thing again, but at a different height, because I can't do a fill replace that's large enough. Prismarine 2, Minecraft planks. And then this is the fences. We're going to replace them with Prismarine 1. I really don't need these Minecraft colon prismarines. I'm probably going to remove them later in a notepad editor because they are everywhere. And we don't need this one. Is that... Do we have 1 fence? 2 planks? There's the other fence. Okay. Prismarine 1. Okay. We want to get rid of minecart tracks. Fill air, replace. What is it called? Track? Rail. It's pretty rail, isn't it? Yeah, rail. So we're replacing rail with air. Do we want to do anything with the cobwebs? I feel like we should do something, but I don't know what. I reckon. You know what? This is filling level 1 to 32. And this is filling 33 to 64. But the bottom level of our thing was 61. That's not really a big difference, is it? 33, 64. No, 61 was the top level. 43 was the bottom. So let's make that 45 and save ourselves a little bit of processing power. And also change this to is ocean. MC Matt says just completely remove them. They don't fit with the temple thing and it might get annoying to have lots of blocks in the shaft. I agree. I actually kind of annoyed... Oh, sorry, I nudged the mic there. That we have to replace the fences with something wider because there's not much room to move around in there. Somebody suggested that I replace cave spider spawners with guardian spawners. I considered it. I don't really want to create guardian spawners. I think people have a lot of fun making guardian farms, and they're a big effort project, which I quite like in Minecraft. I think you need things to do. Getting people to the end game too quickly isn't always a good idea, so I would say no to that, although it would in general be a cool thing to do aesthetically. Okay, what are we doing? Where did our track go? There's the rail. Spawn an Elder Guardian at a spawner. People are saying that Guardian spawners have a lower rate. What on earth is that? Is that a bat? Yeah, it is. I wonder what was moving so erratically. Yeah, people are saying that Guardian spawners have a lower rate than a Guardian farm. That is true, but people might not bother making a Guardian farm if they can easily get the Guardians themselves. I don't know. I'm not sure if I want to add them. I am thinking about maybe like having some naturally, air quotes, spawned Guardians in the caves, or spawning them like with the sponge clusters to guard the sponge kind of thing. Okay, so I guess let's go look at that. Actually, while we're here, let's just fill replace stone with prismarine and see how. Oh yeah, let's stone. Just to see how it looks. But we probably won't keep it. And also it'll be a good way of telling that it's working. 99 likes the idea of an Elder Guardian and a cave spider spawner. The problem is we can't tell where the spawner is. Or we can, but it'll take longer. It'll take time to work out where the spawner is, because you're checking, like, you can scan an area to see what blocks are in it, but you have to narrow that search down. Like, you can't target the spawner, so it's quite difficult to. You can find and replace things, but you can't. Oh, could you fill? Can you fill? No, you can't fill command blocks, can you? You can't fill a command block with a command in it. Otherwise you could replace a spawner with a command block set to auto true, which activates itself, summons a guardian, and then destroys itself. But I'm pretty sure you can't fill with MBT data. Let's go take a look at our ocean again. I'm going to refresh the world so that we can rescan that ocean. There we go. Analyzer says you can fill a command block with MBT. So this might be possible if we can do that. Let's look into that in a second. I'm just going to go look at the ocean for a second. Where was it? I forget. I'm so bad with coordinates. 2000, 1000. GP 2000, 1000. We didn't actually fill the caves with water at all, did we? Ooh, look at that! Oh, fancy! Fancy, fancy, fancy. I like it. I don't know, what do you guys think? I'm almost tempted to keep it. It looks very oceany. Let's find ourselves a mineshaft to go look at. I mean, Prismarine, you can make it with a Guardian farm anyway. Like, end game, it's not a particularly useful resource, and it's not a particularly rare resource either if you build a Guardian farm. So I wouldn't be too adverse to, similar to clay really, I wouldn't be heavily against. You know what though, this might be a bad idea because Prismarine is an animated texture, and it works as an animated texture because naturally there isn't much of it. We might end up killing people's computers if they have a bad computer, if we just plonk thousands and thousands of animated textures in their faces. I'm trying to find a mineshaft for us to look at. This looks like one over here. That's kind of cool. It feels sort of almost oh, that looks neat. I kind of like that. Yeah, we can go with that. That feels kind of nice. I don't know, what do you guys think? Do you reckon we should just keep the Prismarine? Let's add the water and see how it feels then. No Lines says you can fill, but he thinks you can fill but not fill replace. That may well be the case. Fill. XYZ, XYZ, tile name data value, old block handling, data tag. Yeah, the data tag, I think you can either fill with data or fill or replace without data. Is there anything we can fill that we can target? I don't think there is. We can put a tile entity, but we still can't really target it. I mean, spawners are tile entities. Tyler Relight says, I worry that replacing all the stone with Prismarine will make a Guardian farm almost worthless. Yeah, that's true. I've never really made a Guardian farm. What do people use it for? To get Prismarine? I kind of thought it was for the fish. No, I don't know. Yeah, that is true. I suppose people might not bother. I kind of thought it was just for the Guardians, but I realised that the Guardians drop things to make Prismarine stuff. So that might not actually work too well for us. Fill replace a spawner with a custom spawner, then execute at the custom mob. Good suggestion. I don't think we can control where the mob spawns though, can we? If we set the spawn radius to 0, would it spawn in... No, it can't spawn inside the spawner, can it? That's a cool idea, though. Although, no, we wouldn't be able to fill replace with a custom spawner either, because we can't specify MBT data about something with a fill replace. We've just gone over that. Okay, well, I guess you do have a good point. Let's do something about the cobwebs? Is it web or cobweb? I want to say web. If I can type web. Yeah, there we go. Sea lantern replace web. Okay, let's do we do that area? Prune. You can set the spawn coordinates of the spawner, but we still have the fill replace issue. Was it 1,000, 2,000? I think that was it. Nope. Although we have an ocean here, so yeah, whatever. So let's go look at this one. So that's all water in here now. We can't really see the water. Hang on. We can't really like see the water from outside in Game Mode 3. So the actual feeling of it all is a little hard to gauge. That's a villager in there. How weird is that? Well, I guess it's interesting. It's a little something different. I bet it causes a ton of block updates as it's scanning. I don't know if we just chose a bad ocean or something, but this is a lot of caves haven't been filled here. There's quite a lot of air pockets and things around. It almost feels like the fill is not succeeding somehow. Oh, that feels cool, right? Look at that. I'm going to tweet that. How does this feel? I don't know if any of you have noticed yet, but I'm a Twitter addict. Okay. So, I don't know. There's a surprising amount of air blocks. Like, is it just failing to detect this ocean? It feels very messy as a result. Is our fill not working properly, or is our ocean detection not working properly? I can't really quite tell. I think we're just a bit hit and miss as to what's considered an ocean over here. I think it's because not all of this is deep ocean. Yeah, I guess that's probably what it is. I don't know, what do you guys think? Got lots of cobblestone from where lava's being replaced. Oh, did we... Where was that... Where was that mineshaft? I didn't see whether we had sea lanterns in it. I wasn't paying attention. Oh, we've got a bit of desert generation here. Here it is. Do we have any sea lanterns? I don't see sea lanterns or cobwebs. Oh, there's one. So they are occasionally spawning. That's kind of cool. Adds for a bit of, makes for a bit of light. And, you know, a little something extra to go searching for. So we've got a little bit of prismarine now, but most of it is still stone, so... Shall we expand the search to ocean as well? I wonder why there's flowing water here. It's almost like you can't even see it from down here. It's kind of odd. We might want to replace lava. Okay. I think Tyler's wondering if you could combine 2 custom biome caves. I don't think you could. He says push a sand block into the right place via pistons, then walk there yourself to get a sandstone plus water biome. I guess maybe you could. The detection area is underground though, so I've done my best to stop people being able to screw with the biome detection. So you might manage it. And there may be conditions where there is sand and, like, sandstone and water in the same spot. It could happen. Alright, well let's change our detection to be a little bit more lenient then. So instead of 65 minutes, I'll make it 55? So it needs 10 less water blocks to consider it to be an ocean. Let's see how that pans out. Where did we teleport to? 1,000, 2,000. Just pruning it again. Okay, so let's look at some sponge generation. So there are 2 things I'm kind of thinking here. Two ideas. One would be to make a copy of the bedrock floor under the spot where we decide to summon a sponge cluster, and use that to create sort of a patchy sponge thing. Or, you know, clone the bedrock up to the point where we want it, and then replace bedrock with sponge. The other option would be to basically summon a load of bats or guardians or something that sort of explode out and have them set sponge as they go, and then kill them after a certain number of ticks, and then that's our sort of randomly generated sponge blob square blants. I think they'll give us very different looking things. The bedrock idea is probably going to be a lot more kind of more like a mesh almost of sponge, and the blob thing is going to be more of a cluster. I think I prefer the blob thing, but it's going to take longer to generate. Yeah, 99 says we should try both and see how it looks. So let's kind of have a go at doing that.